Oh, wow. It's almost the end of the season. We're almost done. It's almost over. And oh boy, what a dramatic almost conclusion to the season we've had here today. But hello, hi. Welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I've got some coffee because, boy, I needed to be caffeinated for whatever the hell this episode was.
It was an episode. It was an episode. It definitely.
For good.
Yeah. And hello, everyone. I am Lana, your resident evil diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Her. And I don't have anything to drink because why? Did not. But I do have my cup mug. And you can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. Thank you.
Period. But yes, we are here. We are back with Project Runway. And it is almost over, and I'm very sad about it. But it is time to talk about a Wicked challenge, because of course we were going to get one, because of course every reality show is doing one.
I mean, why wouldn't you? The biggest name, biggest movie out this year and last year has been Wicked. And
Well,
so
yes.
everybody is going to do a Wicked themed something. So I'm here for it. Not mad at it.
No, not mad at all. But we are going to dive into it. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time to give you almost all things competitive reality TV. And as we wind down here, towards the end of Project Runway Season 21, I'm very upset about it. But we do have a lot of other fantastic competitive reality TV that we will be talking about here. We're winding down Big Brother as well, but we've got Survivor, we've got Amazing Race, we've got Love Island Games, we've got Dancing with the Stars. So much reality TV happening here. So much reality TV happening over on our main channel, the Cup Pod. And our Eurovision channel is doing some fun things over there as well. And we're doing some fun things over on Patreon. So all of those links are in the description below. Go check out everything we're doing over here. And we will be back once we recover from the end of this season. We will be back with our Project Runway refilled series as well. Right back where we were in season 8.
Yep. We're finishing that off. We're going to finish that off.
We are going to finish it. I'm going to need to keep doing Project Runway every week as a way to keep my balance. My Balenciaga, if you will, going on. That is not an original joke. I will not take credit for that joke.
This is the first time I'm hearing about it, so it's new to me.
Balenciaga of it all. Yes, thank you. I'll take credit for the laughs. Thank you, Lana. I appreciate it. But you can also check us out on our social media at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. We've got some fun social media things coming very, very soon for the pod as well, so stay tuned for that. You can also follow me and Lana. Our links are down below as well. Get your cup merch, all those lovely, wonderful things. But we just need to talk about whatever the hell this episode was, because, baby, we come back after the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers of all cliffhangers. Bigger cliffhangers than Naomi Smalls' toes. Jesus Bologna, you're both out.
Gagged. And she continued to say, I'm sorry. And I was like,
and the gag of it all being, they would have actually been out.
They were
Did you see,
out.
I hope you saw the Roscoe's viewing party, Lana.
No.
Oh my God, okay. I have failed you as a gay best friend of yours, and I apologize.
I don't know what a Roscoe party is.
Okay, so at the Roscoe's viewing party that they do in Chicago, at Roscoe's the bar, shout out to Roscoe's, love Roscoe's. Our good friend Eve the Bunny has performed there many times. Shout out to Eve the Bunny. But at Roscoe's, they've been doing a viewing party with Utica for the episode. And for last week's episode, Detox was there. You're familiar with Detox enough.
I'm familiar.
So there has been a meme that has gone around for years about Detox looking like this very specific photo of a very ancient like relic.
Mm,
Like that's just the best way I can describe it, to be honest.
okay.
And so people have started calling things like the detox curse, and like referencing her All Stars 2 verse, detox coming at you with an old curse.
Okay.
Um, so there's a clip while they're watching the scene of Jesus and Belanya,
Mm-hmm.
where Heidi's going, Jesus, Belanya, and before it's the long pause, they cut to detox, and she goes, "You're both out."
I did see that.
Yeah, okay, you did see it. Yeah. And then Heidi's like, "You're both out." And everyone screams.
Yeah.
It's detox coming at you with an old curse. And we're all like, girl, detox. And this is why we love detox. This is why, because her comedic timing is so perfect, even when she doesn't mean to be.
I
It's so
definitely did see
good.
that. I saw
Okay,
that. I didn't
good.
know what it
Okay,
was.
good. I'm glad.
I didn't know what it was from or where it was from. I just saw
Oh,
somebody
okay,
do it, and I was
okay.
like,
I was like, you had to have seen it because
I did.
it crosses the Drag Race and the Project Runway in the most perfect way right now. Like, oh my god,
That's
it
so funny.
was mad. Utica is gagged. The crowd is gagged. Like the
I was
whole
gagged.
9 yards.
I was just
I
gagged about
love.
this whole situation.
Shout out to Detox, ma'am. We love you, love you, love you, love you. But yes, I was gagged about this whole situation as well. I mean, they were the right ones in the bottom.
They were the right ones in the bottom for this challenge. I was like, we're gonna keep it 100. But I was
Uh,
shocked that they were going to actually eliminate the both of them because, like they said, these were the ones who had the most wins in this competition. They made up half of the wins in this competition, the two of
literally.
them. And I was like, oh, the gag. Like, what? And I know they probably were like, what do we do if we scrap them both and we have two more shows to do before the finale? I think they could have done what they always do and make a part one and a part two for finale. Like they could have sent them home to make their collection,
Oh,
and we have a
well,
full. But we know
yeah.
Christian ain't finna go do all that. It's Fashion Week. Christian ain't got time to make home visits to go see these people to see
Well,
what they
also
doing.
we brought
And
in, but we
yeah,
also brought in the costume designer for Wicked
absolutely,
and
we can't.
Tyra Banks. So
And Tyra Banks, we
so
really can't send people
and
home.
most importantly, Nina Garcia. So
None of
let's be
that.
real. Let's be real and
And
honest.
and we have this whole video from Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo that
And
we
we have
must
Ari and
play.
Cynthia. So yes, of
We
course.
must play.
So in a lot, it's so interesting to see. And this is the thing I noted the most in, the return of Heidi versus
Hmm.
Christian having been on the show for so many seasons now. It's
Hmm.
so interesting to see how the roles have almost kind of reversed in this weird way, where Heidi's like, no, send them both home. And Christian's like, well, no, what if we just keep them both because they're the two literal front runners, Heidi?
I
And also it
feel
makes for good TV, and also we can have a great cliffhanger, and also keep them both because they're both great designers and have produced some of the best work this season, and they constitute half of the challenge wins this season because you and your panels have decided this, Heidi, because in case you forgot, Miss Clume, you're the only judge that's been here every single episode. Except for that one weird with the unconventional materials challenge, and Law was the only one that judged that. But beyond the point, like, ma'am, this is your doing. All of this is ultimately your doing. You can't just send home the two frontrunners because you feel like it, Miss Clume. That's not how Project Runway, the show, the series, the competition reality game works now.
I just feel like Christian gave us our Tim Gunn moment of the season. That
Yes.
this was what Tim does, and this is what Christian does. It's like the golden buzzer on
It's
America's Got
so
Talent.
golden buzzer. It's
It's just like
so immunity
it is.
idol.
It's very much the host is like, you know what? I don't think this person should go. So let's stop this. And I think Tim had one every season. He had well up later on in the season. He had one
Yeah,
golden buzzer save. And this was Christian's, but the fact that Christian not only saved one, but saved them
but
both,
both.
it was wild and it was
It was
crazy.
wild, yeah.
And it was the best decision for this week because
Absolutely.
I do, yes. Did they deserve to be in the bottom? Absolutely. They had the worst looks last week. They deserve
Yeah,
to be in that bottom by
by far,
far.
without a question.
They should have been in the bottom. But for the consistency of the show and for what you wanted, sending them both home probably would have been a. It seemed like a correct decision because they were both that kind of bad. It was really that kind of bad. But for the show purposes, no, no, no. You can't
No, because
do that.
let's be honest. They want them both in the top
In
two.
the final. Absolutely.
We know
We
exactly
know
who
who
they
it's
want in the
going to
top three.
be. Absolutely, we know who
We
they
know, let's
want.
be real, we know it's going to be Jesus, Bologna, and Ethan.
Yes, that's who they want. That's who they
It's
want.
exactly who they want. That's who they've wanted since the start of the damn season. So, and it was like, it was like kind of towing the line between Bologna and VJ for a while. In
Right.
like, that was kind of the back and forth. Madeline was in it for a little bit, but Madeline really lost steam because I really actually think maybe that third spot was originally built for someone like Madeline
I
with
think it
like a
was meant.
very different aesthetic.
I think it was meant for like a Joseph McCrae. I think they got rid of Joseph
I'm
McCrae,
still so mad
and
about
it
getting rid
was.
of Joseph McCrae.
I think it was the producers did not see the contestants actually getting rid of Joseph McCrae. I
I
think they
agree
thought
with
they were
you.
going to get rid of Miss Joan. I think they really thought they were going to get rid of Miss Joan at that point. And when it was Joseph McCrae, they were like, wait, whoa. Okay. So yeah, I think that third spot was probably going to be Jesus, Joseph McCrae, and Melania.
Oh, not even Ethan. Interesting.
Oh
Okay.
no, Ethan. Yeah, Ethan.
I honestly think there were 4 or 5 people coming into the season that they were like, these are who we would like to see.
Yeah, I can see
Obviously
that.
Jesus because he's a returner.
Hmm.
Ethan obviously because
Drag
Utica.
queen. Yeah, Utica. Absolutely.
Bologna because her aesthetic is so
So different
unique
and
and
good.
different.
Yeah.
Joseph McCrae because his aesthetic is so unique and different. And I would
Hmm.
extend that as well to someone like Madeline
Yeah.
because she
I
did
would.
get a very favorable edit in the first couple of episodes. Unfortunately, she just lost steam.
I think BJ is another one that they were thinking about or wanting to have in this final if the work progressed and showed itself to be, finale worthy. I think she was
And
a contender. And
it has, but
it's been consistent, but it's not been exciting.
the problem is I want 4 people in the finale of these 5. Like that's
We might can
really the
still
most
have that.
we might.
They've done it before, so who knows what they
It
might
wouldn't
do.
surprise me.
It
But
wouldn't.
they do decide and by they I mean Christian.
Christian.
Christian decides basically fuck you Heidi. I'm keeping them both.
Not that. Christian was
That's
just
what it
like,
felt like because
no.
if you notice there is no other interaction whatsoever throughout the rest of this episode between Christian and Heidi.
It was just, I just think it was just like,
Conspiracy. No, I'm kidding. I'm not trying to put a conspiracy out there where there doesn't need to be. But anyway, they are both capped. Woo, love it, wonderful, fabulous, great. We go right into getting our next challenge, which is finally the avant-garde challenge.
mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm very excited about it. Wicked for Good themed. So we have Cynthia and Ariana here via video.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we have the designer, the
Oscar winner.
costume designer, the
Oscar
man.
winner. Oscar winner.
He's
First.
an Oscar winner.
First African American man to win an Oscar in costume design.
Gag to the gag. Gag, 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 gag. Gag, 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 gag. And did I mention also Zach? This
Paul
was
is here.
Paul is here.
Oh,
I
Paul is here.
loved this. I thought it was such a perfect way to incorporate something wicked into this episode. I think it was so beautifully perfect here. Yeah, I love it. So yes, Paul Tazwell is here, and he's kind of become like the second Christian for this challenge, which I am obsessed with.
Absolutely loved. I love that.
But yes, our challenge is an avant-garde design challenge based on the tenets and principles of Wicked for Good.
Mm-hmm.
That is the challenge. It's
Absolutely
not inherently based on the movie.
Mm-mm.
It's not based on the characters.
Mm-mm. It's inspired by the characters. Inspired by the movies.
Inspiration.
But it's also, without being said, without saying what it is, but it's also a brand challenge.
And
because you have to stay on brand to the theme without being so on the nail.
And that is the thing that I loved hearing from Tyra the most. I did love seeing Tyra in this episode because there were so many just nuggets of wisdom just absolutely dropped. And I'm like, but that was the number one thing that I took away from this episode is like, when you're doing something inspired like this, you need to pay attention to branding. And the number one thing with branding is color. And if there is a set color in mind, you have to make sure that you're keeping things in line like that. It was so nice to see Tyra on TV again. I gotta be honest with you.
Can I just say, seeing Tyra on my screen, number one, made me very happy. Yes. Number two, it only made me want to do America's Next Top Model refill even more.
Me too.
And I know. We don't have time. I know there is not a single ounce of time in the schedule for me to do it. But baby, I want to add another hour in the day. I want to add another hour in the day.
I want to go back from the beginning.
From the beginning and start and it hurts my heart and soul every time I know I want to do it, but I know we can't do it because we don't have the time. But the second we have time, even if it's strictly for Patreon, I promise I'm going to do it. If I have to do it alone, I will do it alone.
Oh no, I think there is plenty of there's plenty of interest on the pod to doing
I just want to do it so badly. And seeing Tyra,
let us know if you want to see America's Next Top Model. We will continue with Project Runway for the channel.
Absolutely, but
it's built into the channel at this point. But we've been talking about doing America's Next Top Model for years, and I will agree. Seeing Tyra back on our screens, I was like, oh man, it's so good to see Tyra again. Not everything about ANTM was perfect.
No, but I still love
things about ANTM were perfect, but
I still want to see it.
I still want to go back and watch. Yeah, it's so good. But yes, we have $1,000. We have 2 days.
2-day challenge. Finally, it only took 9 episodes
feel like
to get
we barely got any time in the workroom.
We got a lot of other stuff, but yeah,
and it starts at Mood.
Yes.
And it literally starts at Mood, because apparently Jesus and Ethan had agreed that Jesus was going to use green and Ethan was going to use silver, but then Ethan found this beautiful green that he absolutely should have grabbed because it was $750 a yard. So yeah, grab the damn fabric, use the damn fabric. And in the words of Ethan, I love spending money. And I especially love spending other people's money.
That is so me, Ethan. I don't want to spend my money, but I love spending everybody else's money.
Absolutely.
It's the best.
Um, love, 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 love. But we get this whole debacle because one of the twins, I didn't pay attention to which one. They're both just as annoying at this point.
Jesus.
Jesus, is asking VJ about her design, and she doesn't want to show him.
She said, let me see your sketch. She doesn't want to show him the sketch. She's like, oh, okay. Well, this bitch don't ever want to show me the sketch. Okay, fine. And Christian's like, absolutely, she's trying to win. Sure. And I'm
Period.
like, absolutely. But then VJ turns right around and says, let me see your fabric. And he's like, no. I'm not gonna show
Girl,
you my fabric if you're not gonna show me your sketch. Well, let me see your fabric. Well, let me see your sketch. I'm like, girl, stop acting like you don't know why this man don't want to show you his fabric when you just told him you want to go show him the sketch. This is the stuff I'm talking about with VJ. I've been saying this for weeks. VJ does things and wants to act like she has no idea why people don't like her or why people are responding to her a certain way. I
yeah.
feel like she's doing this stuff on purpose and then wants to feign innocence like she doesn't know when she definitely knows. Like, you're doing this to egg this person on. I am not here to defend the twins and act like the twins are so great because they are so not. But VJ girl, I need you to own up to what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And you know you picking, picking, picking. And even if you think it's a frenemy type deal between them, which I think it could be, which
Yeah.
is fine, but you have to know. You have to know. And you know what pushes his buttons. And you doing it
Uh-huh.
anyway. You doing it
Yeah.
anyway. It's
Because you
just
don't care. So, like,
you
girl,
don't
what's
know.
tea? Like,
They both, this whole entire episode, the two of them, just, I was just like, y'all are children. Y'all are acting like children right now. Let's just worry about our own designs and not talk to each other. Like, I, the producer at the end, baby girl, that was my mom. And that was me. Like, I would have been that one. Get out of the room. Y'all don't talk to
oh
each other no
God,
more. Oh, baby, we'll talk about that. But,
we'll
oh,
talk about it. Jesus Christ. But they're all doing their designs. There's not a whole lot to talk about other than, like, Christian comes in, Paul Tazewell comes in, gives their critiques. I thought both set of critiques were lovely.
absolutely.
Um, a lot was said.
I
VJ
mean, we did.
is
Oh,
yeah.
good,
Oh no, go
good.
ahead.
We did have
Yeah.
VJ talking to Ethan. It was like, hey, by the way, Jesus said you are copying him. And Jesus said, wait a minute, I did not say that. I did not say that, which he didn't. He was like,
No,
I said that
what I said.
what I said, Ethan said he was going to use silver and I was going to use green. I never said he was copying me. I'm just saying he said he was going to use silver and now he's using green, which happens when we get. I can say one thing, but when I get to the fabric store, I see something else that
Uh-huh.
changes the trajectory of what I want, what my vision happens to every designer. They all do it. So it's like, and Ethan is looking at them like, I didn't first. I didn't. And Jason was like, I never said. I was like,
The
BJ, you asked.
way the way that they no, the way that they all three of them kept trying to bring Ethan and Belanya into the drama, and they were both just like,
No,
no,
no.
no,
Jason's
no,
like, no,
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 leave me
no,
alone.
no, no, I'm just trying to work on my beautiful garment. No,
No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do
I don't
this.
want to do
I don't want to do
this.
this.
It's like,
It's so crazy to me.
because
Melania was
then
like,
VJ's trying to bring up Belanya's name, and Belanya's like, no,
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 no.
no. She was like, I didn't see nothing. I ain't hear nothing. I'm just working on my garment.
Period, ma'am.
I was
Period.
like, Melania said, I don't want nothing to do with this. This is not my fight.
Correct.
Not my problem, not my fight. Like, leave me alone. I was like, I know that's right, blind. And even Ethan is like, I don't want to do this with the two of you. I got a garment to make. It's avant-garde. We don't have time to be fighting with you all when we got so much work to do.
Like,
It's
why are
so
we doing
crazy.
this?
Why? Why? And you would think that is where this all ends and we go right
No.
into just working. No, because when they take their break for dinner, which we don't usually see dinner breaks here, but when they show us dinner breaks, we know something that went down. And VJ is like, so I have a question, honest question for the two of you, Antonio and Jesus. Have you thought about if, bless you, if um, one of you makes it to the finale and one of you don't? Have you thought about that? And they're like, why are you asking us this? Why are you asking me this? I don't want to talk about that. Bless you again. I don't want to ask you that. It's like, and so Jesus flies off the handle at this point. And I'm like, dude, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Even if she's picking on you, it's not about what it's how you respond to it to make, like, if you really just are over her and you really don't want to have no time for her and you have no conversation with her, then literally, when she says, so what, have you thought about that? No. And then you move and you walk away. Like, no, I haven't thought about that. And we walk away. That is the end of the conversation, because what is she gonna do?
Why,
Fight
like,
against the air?
why are you letting them take like, why are you letting it fester in your brain? But also, I am that person that lets things
Yes.
fester like that in my brain. So, like, I see it and I get
Hmm.
annoyed by it because I know I do the same shit. Like, that's my difficulty. Is like, I don't like seeing it from the twins, but I also know that I do the same shit. And so it's like, it's behavior that I want to change, which is why I don't like seeing it, because I'm like,
Hmm.
no, you're idiots, don't do this. But also, like, bitch, you know you do that.
Like, I do it to myself. I do it
I
to
do it to
myself.
myself all the damn time. I know I do. So it's just like,
Yeah. I just wish, I'm like, I wish he would have just been like, no, and then been like, got up and walked away. Because it's like, then who looks stupid? If she continues to go on with the conversation, who's she talking to? Ain't nobody there. And then she can go on. Well, I was just wondering why they said they don't think about it. So I have, look, like I say, growing up is a fun thing to do. When you get older and you start realizing how your actions causes more reactions and people can go off of how you feel it. Hmm. So if I'm calm, they're calm. If I blow up, they're gonna blow up with me. If I fester in this foolishness for too long, they will fester right there with me and continue to add on to the stoke the fire. So I'm like, argue with your mama or argue with the wall, because you will not be arguing with me.
right.
And this
Like,
same thing bled over to the runway, which not even about VJ. This was with Antonio and Jesus with the judges. I just feel like they just need to learn how to grab their emotions and and like regulate it a little bit, because all of this unnecessary.
yeah,
All of this unnecessary.
completely, completely unnecessary. But, um, yeah, otherwise, they're actually getting ready for the runway. So I think we
Yeah.
should talk about the runway.
We see the models coming in and all these fittings and all of the things, but it really wasn't much. What I will say, and we can go to the runway, I liked how Paul and Christian, the advice that they gave, and it was blah, 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 constructive criticism that they gave was helpful, and it only made each person's garment better. And we
Yeah.
see that as a result on the runway, because we saw Ethan's girl falling all over the place in his gown at first. We saw Antonio trying to make a J Lo inspired outfit instead of a Wicked outfit. the corrections that they made and the things that they told him helped. We saw Melania doing some taking it away that didn't really naturally go with what they were talking about, but then they guided her back. I love good guidance. I love that they were able to say, okay, let's how about we try this? What if we don't do this? What if we cut this? What if we, fix this?
Mhm.
And it only helps instead of just looking at it, seeing it's wrong and not saying anything about it.
Indeed. Indeed, indeed, indeed. But now I think we
Yes.
can see the finished product, because the finished product, I think all 5 of them killed it, to be honest with you.
I think they did a really good job. Some of them better than others, but yes.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't like him right now, but damn, did Jesus did a good job.
This is the crazy thing for me. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
It was, I mean, I don't know if I didn't like the fabric. I think the silhouette is good. I think the idea of what he did is good. I am not a fan of this fabric because he got it mixed in with what I feel looked like Christmas tinsel.
Oh.
But I get why everybody likes it. When Heidi and them were talking about it, I was like, okay, I see it. The silhouette is great. I think what he did to it was good. I'm not a fan of this fabric, but that's just me. That's just me.
I liked it. I think there's definitely a universe where it could have gone costume very easily, but I actually think he did a really, really good job at balancing things here. I think what does it for me the most, and what I think really, really looks the best here, is all of the skin exposed going
Mm,
on this right arm and then over to the left
hmm
shoulder and having the entire left arm exposed. I think that really is what works for me the most. And I really
hmm
like this concept that he went with of like kind of this arm wrapping up and then the dress kind of wrapping up into the hat
hmm
moment.
hmm
I do really like a lot of what Jesus did here.
hmm
I'm a really big fan of this.
hmm
I agree though with Law. I think the shoe looks clunky.
The shoe does look clunky.
Yeah,
I think
I like the shoe. I like
right.
the shoe, and I like the applique on the shoe, but I don't think this is the right shoe for this application. I would have
hmm
wanted a kind of like the shoe that VJ does, like
mm
a slimmer, a more streamlined shoe. I think actually would have maybe felt a little bit more Elphaba for me, because this
hmm
just felt weird and clunky with the entire ensemble. But yeah, I don't mind the shoe as is, and I think with maybe a shorter dress, I would have liked it. But for some reason, the entire thing together with the shoe doesn't work for me. The rest of the garment, though, I do enjoy. I do enjoy. But I see what you mean. It does border for me on, like, especially with that, like, with the crystal material that he has that does border on tinsel. If you're
hmm
looking from like far away, I see what you mean about that. I think he took it in a fashion direction personally, but I do see what you mean with that.
I mean, like I said, I get it. I understand it. And when they were talking about it, I was like, okay, I can see that. It just maybe that tinsel look kind of just
Yeah.
shocked me a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay. But
Yeah, no, that's fair.
the the silhouette is great, and I love the hat. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that makes sense. Makes sense completely. That should tell you everything we think about Antonio's look. No, okay,
Goodness
here's the thing.
gracious.
Here's the thing. I'm going to start with what I do like, which is the
Okay.
base
The,
dress. This
hmm
base dress,
Yes.
ignore the big poofy prolapsed anus on her back.
Not
Ignore
that.
ignore the cheap little poorly drawn heart that he
Yeah.
tried to do and it failed miserably. And I love the sentiment, but it looks bad on her. If you
Yeah.
take those two elements away, this dress is sickening. This is one of the best constructed garments Antonio has made all season. This dress fits her within an inch of her life. All of the chevrons of this beautiful fringe and the nude look so good on her. Like, this base gown looks so good. And then he ruined it with this giant prolapsed flower whatever bullshit on her back that doesn't look good, this cheap heart that doesn't look good, and the styling is horrible. This angered me because I saw what he was doing in the workroom and I loved this dress, and then everything fell apart.
Yeah, I think the dress is my favorite part of this. It's a good dress. It's not, and I know without the back piece, the dress would not be considered avant-garde. It would have been just a very simple, cute, evening gown dress.
I think it could have, but go on.
I mean, without that, it's just a beautiful gown. But that heart over the boob, I'm just like, no, I don't like that. The flower,
I get why they both did it too. I think the sentiment behind it for
yeah,
both of them was adorable and cute and lovely and wonderful, obviously. It worked 5 million times better for Jesus
yes,
than it did for Antonio here. And I actually think what Antonio could have done is taken the flower, built in some of these, or take the heart, built in some of these flower motifs that he's using in the actual dress and kind of build a heart out of flowers. And I think that would have looked better instead of it literally looking like it was cut out of felt and like cardboard or something.
I wish he would have added some of the elements, more of the elements of the green into this dress that Jesus had. Like something in this flower detailing or something that would, like, I would have just added, instead of making that heart, like you said, the sentiment, and I see why they did it, but if he would have did it in a different way, instead of having that heart, like, you know how people get tattoos, that means something for each other, but it's not in the
Yeah,
exact same spot and it's not the exact same tattoo, but it has something that
exactly.
can correlate. So I wish he would have just used the green, like a little trim in the green, mixed in with that pink and that, or whatever he
You
color he
know
had,
what?
to just
What
mesh it together
Lana, I got it. I don't need it on the breast here. I would have loved some sort of heart motif in the middle
in
of
the
the back
flower.
of the flower to
Yeah,
cover the
that
fact that
mesh.
that it's shoddy in the back.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It just felt not. I don't know. The flower part, that back piece took me out. But I do think the dress itself is pretty. And he did not do himself any favors with the styling. The styling is just not good. It looks very, I don't know. It doesn't go together. Everything looks very disjointed to me in this look.
I agree. Piss me off, but
I
whatever. Bologna. Bologna.
really like this.
I really
Is
enjoyed
it
this.
is it avant-garde, like some people expect avant-garde to look big and voluminous and all? No, but this is
It's
avant-garde
avant-garde.
for it's avant-garde streetwear, it's avant-garde, um it is avant-garde. I
It's modern avant-garde.
Yes,
And I think
yes,
that's what annoyed me the most about her critiques, because in a way I understand everything that Nina was talking to Bologna about. I get it and I understand it, but I sincerely appreciate Law and Tyra coming in and being like, but this is also her style. I'm not expecting Bologna for an avant-garde challenge to come out with some big grandiose gown. That would feel
right,
weird. That she is a
absolutely.
streetwear designer, Nina. That's not what she's going to do. Could she have done something like bigger and grander, but while still being in like her streetwear style? Yes. But for Bologna, this is avant-garde. This is pushing the boundary of what she
Hmm.
already does. And I absolutely love this.
I
And
absolutely love this.
I really appreciated Law and Tyra stepping in and being like, no, I get what you mean, Nina. Because in the classical definition of avant-garde, maybe it's not as classically avant-garde as some people may want it to be. but this is still avant-garde in pushing boundaries, pushing the ideas of what is wearable fashion versus an art piece in a lot of ways. And I really appreciated that we got those two perspectives here. That ultimately, like, I love this look from Melania. So I'm glad that we had those opinions.
What they told them in the brief in the beginning was this was a Wicked inspired avant garde challenge, but you have to use your point of view as a designer. And this is Belania's point of view as a designer for what she considers avant-garde. And so I feel like Nina going saying that it's not avant-garde and doing, I was like, that's not fair, because you did tell them as a designer use your POV, and she's a streetwear designer. So what did you expect her to do if she came out in a long, like you said, voluminous gown, and not nobody knowing who this, when
At
this
Final
model walked,
Five, the challenge right before the capsule collections, like, girl, be so for real.
when this model came out, everybody knew exactly who this was. And that
Yeah,
is what you want as a designer, for people to know your brand. This is Melania's brand, and it
yeah,
was stunning to me.
yeah. I love this.
I love this. I love this. And I loved that we got for even though I didn't love Melania having to, cry during her critiques, I did love that we got a Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model, meme moment brought into this. "We're rooting for you. We are all rooting for you." I never yelled at a woman, a girl like this. And Tyra was like, "Is it that serious?" She was like, "No, that was a great meme. It was a great meme." Just wanted to
Can
do
I
it.
say something controversial yet brave?
Sure.
Law felt so cringe in this moment. I'm so sorry. It was the single most I have cringed watching this season of Project Run. It felt so forced. It felt like Law knew Tyra was gonna be here, and so
Absolutely.
he needed to get his moment in front of Miss
Absolutely.
Tyra. It felt so forced and so awkward, and I was
Okay.
just like,
Okay.
nah,
I
nah.
think you're
Even Tyra felt awkward. Even Tyra
I
was like,
I think everybody missed the joke. It wasn't Law yelling at Melania just
oh,
because of what Melania
yeah.
was saying. No, I think this was Law making a joke just to do, was we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you because
Oh,
Tyra
yeah.
was there. And so I didn't find it cringe. I just found it funny that he did it in front of Tyra, and Tyra missed it and was like, was it that serious? Like, girl, stop playing. You know what he's
Oh,
doing.
no. And I fully got it as an audience member. I still found it cringe.
I didn't find it cringe at all. It felt funny.
It's the one moment for me this season where I felt like Law has felt forced. Weirdly. Like, I don't get it, because Law's critiques and Law's like banter has been very off the cuff this season, as we've seen. Um
I
but
don't think
I don't know.
it's,
It felt so prescribed to me.
I
It
didn't
felt
feel
so
that way.
prescribed to me. That's just me. That might just be
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But
It might. I mean, it might could be other people. I didn't feel that way. I thought he was just trying to make the joke of we were all rooting for you. I
I
never
think
yelled
he
at a girl like this.
was. He
And
definitely was.
Melania
Some
did
people
give them
missed
a
it. Yeah.
reason. Yeah, Melania was giving them a reason to say something to her, because she was talking back. Even though I think she was just trying to defend her look, which she has every right to do. But the fact that she didn't need to, because people still liked it, like the majority of the judges liked her look, and it was only Nina who had a critique. So she really didn't have to say anything, because it would have all worked. Sometimes we just wait till all the critiques are done, and then if you feel the need to express it, then say it. But yeah, I just think in that moment it was just Law trying to be funny. Did it land completely? Maybe not to some, but yeah, it was funny. I laughed.
For sure. Fair enough. Fair enough. I see it. Let's talk about VJ. I think this is the one maybe that's going to be, maybe a little bit up in the air. I don't know if we're going to agree.
I like this look from VJ. I think this is a really good look from VJ. I think it's very avant-garde of VJ. I thought this hit the theme of avant-garde really well, but she missed the theme of Wicked in this thing. Like, sure, she wants to be different, and I think that's where I have an issue with VJ sometimes. She overthinks everything because she's like, I don't want to do what everybody else does. I don't want to do this. I want to be different. And sometimes the brief calls for you to do what is obvious. And the brand of Wicked is very clear and very obvious of what it is. Now, her story and how she made this look, top notch. The spiraling of Elphaba, the shredding, the tearing apart of two friendships because of societal issues, and the shredded fabric that she used, and all the spirals, all of that was top notch.
Yeah.
Love it. The story is great, and this look is really, really good. But you fall off the brand of what we're doing, that could take you out. And this is the second week in a row VJ has missed the mark on what they asked her to do in this competition. A reveal is not unzipping a jacket and showing off a green sweater. That's not a reveal. The theme of avant-garde for Wicked, a Wicked inspired challenge, is not red fabric. It's just, but is it good? Is it a good avant-garde artistic piece? Absolutely it is. It just didn't hit the brief. And that those little things could cost you.
Yeah. Well, audience, unfortunately, Lana took almost every word of my critique. So, unfortunately, you're not going to get us arguing today because I literally agree with every single thing Lana just said. Shocker! Shocker! No, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I literally, this is one of my favorite looks that's been made this entire season by anybody. Literally. I am so obsessed with this look. I love this look. I love what VJ did with stripping all of this fabric and then having all of these spirals and then all of this, like all of the construction that she did with this garment and then having this like beautiful flowy tulle fabric to anchor this outfit just looks so good. I just needed it in like
pink or green.
No, not even. I needed it in like pink
or
green, black, brown even would have been okay, I think.
Yeah.
Like a white would have been okay, I think. Like a baby blue, I think could have been acceptable. Like, I don't even know.
I wish you would have
red is not bad here.
It's just not a black. If she would have did this in black and then had
she would have won the challenge.
If she would have did this in black and had strips of green in some of those spirals,
and strips
of pink in some of those spirals, not all of them, just in a little few of them, it would have been so.
That would have been fantastic because that really does play into like the second movie and that kind of like power dynamic as well. Like I would have loved black, 100% black base garment, black spirals, and then little bits of green, little bits of maybe
intertwining with each other.
Maybe even if it's just trimming of green, not even that much, just a little bit of something
to bring in the wicked of it all. Oh,
this is still one of my favorite looks that has been made this season. I am so I'm so obsessed with this look. I'm so obsessed with this look. I'm obsessed.
I love this look. Yeah, I love this look, but I hate the fact that this look being so good might send her home.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting because she deserves to be in the finals and she's probably not going to be because of a few specific things a few specific choices. And at this point, with the competition being this good, a few specific choices are the things that are going to send you home at top 5. And I see it, unfortunately. But I love this look.
I love this
look. And then, I mean, Ethan.
Ethan is such a risk taker. Because, like they said, covering her face could have been completely a disaster for a look. Now, why did he make her no green panties? I am so annoyed. Like, Ethan, put some green panties on that girl and call it a day. But
green panties, bitch.
Panties, like, come on.
You should know better.
That was just so ridiculously unnecessary oversight. But the look itself, I do appreciate. Now, this is not my favorite look from Ethan. I have much favorite, better looks that I like from Ethan. But I think this look is good. I think this look is on brand. It is sexy. It is modest, all at the same time. I think they said it best when it was like it's modestly sexy, and I like that. I love the, I like the jeweled fabric that he used to the sheer fabric to cover. I think it was a risk, but I think it was a risk worth taking. And we all know Ethan can do a dramatic cape gown back in train, and he did it. I
Yeah.
love this. I thought this was a really good look. I think it was good enough to get him to the finale, but he got to step it up because this was like the low end of getting to the finale. Like he would have been my third place.
Ooh, okay.
He would have been my third place in this if it was me. So it was
Yeah.
good, but it really, like, as far as hitting the brief and doing what those little mistakes that we just talked about, VJ, those little mistakes to send you home. But I do think this was good enough to get them to the finale, but gotta be better than that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think the overall field was very, very strong for this challenge. I appreciate as an avant-garde designer that he went with something that's very in his wheelhouse, but is still kind of stepping out of the box. I do love the conversations that he was having with both Christian and oh no, the other man's name.
Paul.
Paul, thank you. With I love the conversations that he was having with both Christian and Paul in the workroom about, the full body being covered. And that was
Mm-hmm.
kind of the entire, design choice throughout the entire time that he was designing is the whole
Mm-hmm.
body going to be covered. I love that he ended up going with the legs exposed here. I think that
Mm-hmm.
really provides a nice contrast here. I think it actually would have been really fun to see some sort of like plunging neckline. I don't know
Mm.
necessarily how that would have worked given the full face covering and the way that he designed the look, but I think overall it is a really good look. Um where it loses me ever so slightly is this kind of green section here in the middle that breaks up this gorgeous beaded fabric here.
Mm-hmm.
I understand we need to cover
Mm-hmm.
the tetas, of course, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of design decisions that I'm not like, it's the fabric is bunching just a little bit, so I'm not like absolutely in love with it.
Mm-mm.
I would like him to learn how to work with real
Real
breasts a bit
boobs.
better.
Mm-hmm.
It's real
Mm-hmm.
boobs. It really is real boobs. But I did really like this look as well. I think it was a really well executed garment. So job well done. But
Mm-hmm.
um we don't have results. No
No,
results are
because
given.
a fight breaks out on stage.
A fight breaks out on stage, a fight breaks out backstage, a fight breaks out between Bologna and Law, a fight breaks out between everybody, or the twins versus VJ, and then Bologna and Ethan are kind of just there like, well, if we don't say anything, maybe we'll just make the finale.
Maybe it was.
Um,
I mean, again, this is where I'm gonna get on Jesus. It was not your time to speak. It
no,
was not your time at all to say anything. And you didn't have to say anything because when you gave your opinion on who you thought, because they asked the question, who do you think should make it to the finale with you? And you said Ethan and Antonio.
yeah,
VJ said nothing because she knew that. She knew that that's who you thought, and you had no reason to say anything. And then when it's her turn, and she says Melania and Ethan, because we need the money, I would have just been like, okay, girl, you have no idea. But no, no, no. No, no, no. You had to say something. And then you're like, and I want people who's kind. And I'm like, how do you not, why are you mad when she says that? Because you have not been kind to her this entire competition. You have not been kind to her. So, yes, she would want someone in the finale who she feels or deems as kind. And you and Antonio have not been kind to her. You've been kind to other people because Ethan actually says You and Antonio and Jesus are the people I want to go to the finale with because we've been bouncing these ideas off each other. We work well together. I like them. They're nice people to me. You've been nice to Ethan. You've been nice to other people, but you have not been kind or nice to VJ. So for you to get upset that she said you're not kind, it's kind of like, well, what you mad for? You ain't been kind. You
Exactly.
could, and you could have just been like, okay, girl.
And then the part that I really didn't appreciate, we're going back into the designer's lounge
Mm-hmm.
area, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus basically stops VJ in the hallway. And they basically like bottleneck her in the hallway, start berating her. Antonio comes over and they both just start going at her. And all hell breaks loose. She doesn't want to be there. She's actively trying to get away from the situation. They keep going after her. She is trying to get out of the situation. A producer has to step in and call them on hard ice. And these two still won't stop. And Antonio decides he's going to storm out, but not before once again berating VJ for how horrible of a person he thinks she is. And then, of course, Jesus follows because that's what he does. And not before berating VJ again. VJ is just trying to get out of the situation. Both of them are still going at her. And the last thing we see is Antonio walking out on the streets of New York because he knows he's going home and wants to cause one last moment of drama before he is eliminated because his look was shit.
I mean, they were mad before. They were mad on the runway. They were mad at Law because Law asked them who's the better designer between the two of them. And I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that. And Law was trying to continue to get them to answer that. I don't want to answer that. It's only one of them going to win the conversation. And they was on the competition. And they didn't like that. And I'm like, I don't understand. As much as I love my sisters, and I've said it before, I would go to hell and back with my sisters and fight. But I also know that this is a competition as well. And we're going to get to a point in said competition where it's going to have to be one of us over the other. We know this. And so you prepare, and you know that question is going to be asked. You have to know that question is going to be asked. Out of the two of you, which one of y'all is better, or who you think should go, or
Well,
da da da.
you know why Jesus doesn't want to answer that.
Because he know he better, and he want to say
he knows he's better.
He wants to say me, but he don't want to hurt his brother's feelings. And it's a
That
way to
part.
get around that without saying it. You could be like, I don't believe either one of us is better than the other. I just think we have our own differences, and it's not up to us who wins this competition. It's up to you. So you have to tell us who's better, not me. And that would have been a sufficient answer. I'm not getting
And I
upset.
think Law would have said, you know what?
Okay. Work. Like, we have to be adults. And the problem is these people want to make TV moments instead of act up and act out. And you only look foolish on TV because now I don't want, if I was a designer or if I was working somewhere, I don't want to work with you because I feel like the minute I say something that you don't like, you go pop off on me. I ain't got time.
And unfortunately, and I will say that about both of the twins, I agree. But unfortunately, in some ways, I will also extend that to Melania, just because, like, it is an unfortunate part of this competition where even through this episode, like, and it's not her trying to be disrespectful. We saw her, have a little bit of a breakdown over that, but she is just so, and this goes for the twins as well. They are just so passionate about their work, and everything is so personal to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can all relate to that a little bit. Like when something is your when your
Baby,
passion,
your passion
when it's
project,
your
yes.
baby,
Mm-hmm.
like you feel so passionately about it that when anything is critiqued or criticized about it, there are some of us that will get a lot more personal about it, even if
Mm-hmm.
it's not meant to be a
Personal.
personal attack. I know
Absolutely.
for myself as an artist, I do tend to be that way a lot of the time.
Me too.
I don't like to take things in and take things personally, but unfortunately that is a reality of just being human.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not one of my better qualities. I have plenty of them, like looking beautiful, stunning, and gorgeous. But, it's not one of my better qualities, and it's something that I want to work on because I know it's not the best. But in a competition, that's why I'm not putting myself in a competition like Project Runway, because I know at this point in my life, at least, I can't handle that criticism. Absolutely not. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to understand whether you're not trying to intentionally upset the judges or you're just trying to fight. On
Right.
both sides of this,
Yeah.
you have to Project Runway's been on for
21
six,
seasons.
21 seasons, 16 years ish. You know by now, if you sign up for the damn show, you are going to be critiqued. You need to be able to take critique or shut the hell up and
Mm-hmm.
not go on the show. Point
Mm-hmm.
blank. Hey, Jesus, you've done this before.
Mm-hmm.
You got berated by Michael Kors, of all people. You, more than anyone on this show, should know. You need to take the critique or shut the hell up. And that's just the reality of the competition that you're in.
And here's my thing, and I will, in defense, I will play devil's advocate for the twins for a second, only for a second. In
Okay.
defense of them, VJ had no right to say to be in their pocketbook. She has no idea what they need
Agreed.
financially and how they,
Oh, no,
you know,
agreed. Yeah.
VJ had no right to say that, no business saying that about we need the money more than them. You don't know what their financials are. So
Agreed.
that I understand being a little annoyed by, because I'm like, how do you know what I need and what financially I need or what I'm going through in my life? You don't know. So stay out of my pocketbook and stop trying
That part.
to, say what I need and what I don't need. That I would have got a little annoyed with, but I would have talked to
I
her
agreed.
afterwards. I would have been like, okay, first, let me just let you know, you don't know what I need financially. So don't ever talk about that ever, because you don't know what I need and how I'm living my life financially. But other than that, anything else she said about them not being kind was factuals. And they know that because they have not been kind to her. Even if they think they are, you've been very nice, nasty with her this entire season. And
And
they
that's
should
been
know that
mutual between the
between
twins
the two
and
of them.
VJ.
Absolutely, because she's been very nice, nasty with them. And so I'm like, if you don't want that relationship, you only accept what you want out of your life. If you don't like that kind of relationship, you would have nipped that in the bud in the beginning. Like, hey, we're not cool like that for you to talk to me like that. Let's not have that relationship because we won't have that. You
But the
you
moment
demand
it
what kind of
goes,
relationship you have with people.
exactly,
You
exactly.
demand that.
But the
And they
moment it
didn't do
goes
it.
too far for you, you go off and you decide to berate
Berate
her
people.
and say
Absolutely.
yeah, no, it's not. Is VJ in the wrong in a lot of this? Yes,
Yes.
totally. Are Jesus and Antonio in the wrong in a lot of this?
Yes.
Yes, totally. Ultimately, I will say for me personally, at the end of this episode, in this final fight that we see, the way that both of the twins treated her was disrespectful. And I don't
Yes.
think it needed to go that far, to the point where she's standing in a hallway, silent, not provoking them, not saying a damn word to either one of them, and they are still both being physically intimidating to her. That I didn't need to see.
I mean, I don't, like I said, them walking around, walking towards her and telling her that, calling her out her name, very disrespectful. Didn't need to happen at all. But did she cause a lot of this to happen? Absolutely. So I feel like they
100%.
both need to take ownership in the fact that they were not nice to each other this entire season. They said some really disrespectful things to each other.
Agreed.
And at the end of the day, this is what happens when you poke bears constantly. Or because
Yeah.
if BJ would have been the one to flip out on them, would we still be having the same conversation? Because a lot of people are like, oh, they deserve it for being so mean to her. No, they
No, I
nobody
would,
deserves it. I'm not
and I
saying
would
you.
be
I'm just
saying the
saying
same thing.
people.
You know,
We will be saying
and
the
I will
same
say
thing.
I would be saying the same thing because it's not anyone in that scenario is not going to look good for what they're doing. It just doesn't look good on anyone's part. I
Mm-mm.
do think though there had been this mutuality of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whether it is to create good TV or whether it's just because they really didn't like each other and wanted to continue this storyline to
Mm-hmm.
continue on the show further,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it may be, that was a mutually agreed upon or not situation between the twins and VJ.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, the twins took it too far by then taking it to a physically intimidating place. I didn't need them going up to her and starting berating her in the, you know, in the lounge situation. I didn't need them both storming past her and pointing at her, and like
Mm-hmm.
that stuff for me
Mm-hmm.
went further than what we had seen any party in this do throughout the season.
I think this is the result of when you, like I said, this is the end result of people poking each other. And
Yeah.
they took it, it got that point of explosion. And when you reach that point, you don't know what you're doing in that moment. You're just
Yeah.
exploding. And I think that is what that was. It was just an explosion. Did they take it too far? Sure. But did VJ cause the explosion? Sure. And
Yes.
had her hand in the explosion? Yes. And so did the
She clipped
twins.
the wires. She clipped
She,
the wires of the bomb. Like, she literally was like,
she lit the
do I
flame.
clip
She
the
lit
red
it.
wire or the blue wire? I'm gonna clip the red wire. She set off the bomb. She
Yep.
is the person, she built the bomb. She knows the schematics of the bomb. She is the only person with the key to the bomb. She set off the bomb, and she was in the middle of the bomb.
Passcode.
She had the 4-digit passcode to the bomb. She had the bomb in a little suitcase. She was carrying around the bomb.
And she put
She
it and
stroked
slid
the
it in
bomb's
there.
ego. Like, girl.
It,
It
it,
still doesn't
it
doesn't
doesn't
take away
excuse
from the
it.
fact that they
No.
didn't need to be physically intimidating towards
No,
her. It could have
absolutely
all been
not.
verbal like it has been all season. But point being, girl, you put yourself in this scenario. I didn't like the way the twins took it at the end.
Yes.
But
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
everyone
I
is
didn't
at
like it.
fault here. Everyone's
Yes.
at fault here.
Absolutely. And let's just be honest. Antonio stormed out because he knew he was losing. He was going to get
Oh, Antonio
voted
stormed
out.
out because he knows he's going home.
He knew he was
And he's
going home
mad.
anyway.
And so he's gonna
So
quit instead of the judges
he
sending
said,
him home.
I'm not going to be fired. I quit.
And I think that's such a pussy ass bitch move. I'm sorry. That is such a pussy ass bitch move. If he actually quits next week, that's such a pussy footed move. I'm sorry. Like, it just, baby, stand up there like all 7 of the other people who have gone home before you and would have killed to be in the spot that you are right now, and get eliminated the way every single one of them has to. Because that's disrespectful to all 7 of the other people that have gone home, every single person working on this show, and every single person who has been on this show before you.
And everybody who's watching this show. That's rude. We don't need that. We've been watching this. We watched you this whole time. At least take your lashing and your lick out. Just like take it and go.
No, because he's too much of a pussy to do that, because he doesn't take critique well, because he's been so sheltered in his bubble of Jesus and Antonio for so long that he doesn't know how to take critiques. And he's been in search of this, oh my God, I need a win, I need a win, I need a win. Oh my God, and then he finally got his win, which I didn't think was deserved, frankly, in my opinion.
I did.
I think there were other weeks he could have won, not the one he did, frankly, but that's beyond the point. And now, because of one final week that he didn't do well, because he had the single worst look on the runway, hands down, without a question, he's going to quit before anyone can tell him he's eliminated. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I was just like, whatever, man. You go home and quit if you want to. But I did say I was a little annoyed because I was like, because at first you couldn't get rid of Melania because that outfit was perfect and great and lovely. But if they were going to think about getting rid of Melania because of her attitude, and how she talked to them, I was going to call BS right now because of like, so because she did that, what, a couple weeks, we ain't said nothing about it when Antonio or Jesus has done it to you, Law, several weeks.
Speak on it.
Several weeks. And so we gonna wait until now because somebody else got a little passionate about their project and they design and speak on it. Now we're gonna have a problem with how they act and we go send them out. No, no. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm glad. I don't think. I think she's set in the finale, which she deserves to be there. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna
I
happen.
hope. But I
I
want to
do.
say, I want to ask Lana,
Mm-hmm.
both who do you think and who do you want to be in the final 3 of Project Runway season 21?
I think my think is Jesus, Melania, and Ethan.
I
That's who I.
agree completely.
That's who I think is going to be there. Who I want is Jesus, Melania, and Ethan.
Okay. That's where we will disagree.
I mean, I think VJ would be my fourth. If they did a fourth, VJ would definitely be the fourth.
My guarantees are Bologna and Ethan because I think they have impressed me thoroughly throughout the competition. I think if I'm looking objectively at the other 3, I'm going to separate my personal opinions of the other 3. Of Jesus, Antonio, and VJ, whose work have I been the most consistently impressed by? Who do I think has done the most growth, or who has had the most growth in the competition? Who do I think has shown me the most, unique and different? Thanks, Lana Del Rey. Things in this season. For me, I'm gonna go with VJ because I do think not everything has been a hit. But for me personally, I love the way that VJ approaches fashion. And she even talked about it in this episode, the beauty in simplicity. And there's something about that for me that is just that's so striking. I have loved so much of what VJ's done this season. I've loved a lot of what both Jesus and Antonio have done as well. I think both of them are wonderful designers. But for me personally, the 3 designers that have spoken to me the most throughout this competition, taking away my personal feelings about any of them, the 3 that have spoken to me the most are Bologna, Ethan, and VJ. And so that's who I would want in the final 3. I do agree with you, though. I think it is going to be Bologna, Ethan, and Jesus.
I'm trying, and what I was thinking about that whole time was what was the most memorable looks between Jesus and VJ, because
Yeah.
I love the shuttlecock look from
Yes.
VJ, and then the companion piece from VJ. I thought that was her outshining moment.
That was
Like that,
the moment
that
she
was
should
her
have won.
moment. That was her
She won.
shining moment. Absolutely,
Yeah.
those were her moments. Like I think she should have won that week. And then with Jesus, it was the activewear moment,
Yeah.
and it was I thought the Western
The
week was
Western. Yeah.
really, really good.
Those are the 2 that come to
Those are
mind for
his
Jesus
2
as well.
moments for Jesus.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
and I honestly think I would put my second one for VJ would honestly be this week, to be honest with you, just because I think what she did was so out of the box and
this
different.
week was really good.
I would also maybe put her wool look as well. I actually really liked
Which
how
wool look?
beautiful.
Oh, that green one.
Yeah, the team look where she did the wool, the full wool. It was the wool and the
With the-
denim when they had the teams.
Yeah,
I really, really liked that look as well from VJ because it was so simple with the cutouts. I really enjoyed that look.
I thought it was a good look. I don't think it was like a standout look for her. I thought it was a really good look though. But so I see that. I see that.
And even what she did for activewear, even though it wasn't really activewear, I still really liked her perspective on it. Like I thought it was different. I thought it was a unique and different play on activewear, even though like it wasn't true activewear and what they wanted for the challenge. But I do still think I think she pushes boundaries in a really interesting way that I don't think we've seen from either of the twins, to be honest. I think they've both had beautiful, great, shining moments on this season, and I will give them their flowers as far as design is concerned, because both of them are great. All 5 of these designers, frankly, deserve to be in the finale. Like, I would love to see all 5 of them there, but I think the 3 people that speak to me the most are, like I said, Belanya, Ethan, and VJ.
Oh, I blocked out her activewear look because gave me too much tampons look for me. I was like, oh,
Yes, it did, but there
it
was,
was too much. I blocked it
I
out.
get
I
it.
blocked it out.
I
I was like,
absolutely got it.
until
No,
you
I
said it,
absolutely got
when you
it.
said it, I was like, oh no,
Oh no, I
oh
absolutely
no.
got it though. I
But
absolutely
yeah,
get it, but
yeah, yeah. But you know what? I do think I do. I feel like Jesus is probably. I would want VJ there. Let me make that clear. I would want VJ in the finale because I feel like a collection from VJ would be very clean, very classic, very timeless,
yeah.
and it'll be very good. And I think VJ would do a really, really great job at it. So I would love to see VJ in the finale. But I also feel like with this challenge, with the dress being as good as it is, not hitting the brief, not being branding wise, it could have knocked her out. Now, I will say this: if Antonio does quit, if he walks out, I could see the judges going, you know what? We'll have a final
Keep
four
everyone.
then. Hmm.
And you know what?
I
I think
wouldn't be
that's
mad at
best
it.
case scenario for me.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
Nope. I think that
Because
sounds stunning, beautiful, and great.
because like you said, all 5 of these designers could honestly deserve a spot in the final 3 or
Yeah.
finals, and it will be justified for all of them. But if you want to be a little brat and get mad and pack up your ball and leave, then you get to miss out on everybody staying.
Yep. I agree. But whew, what a time here in the Project Runway universe.
Hmm.
What a good season.
Good season so
I'm
far.
sad it's almost over.
Me too. Me too.
But we will be back next week with the finale of season 21 of Project Runway. So stay tuned for that. I think all of us will be together, so you get some David and me and Lana together as we haven't done in a while. So that'll be very, very fun. But yes, with all of that, thank you very much for joining us for this beautiful, lovely, wonderful Project Runway recap. Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Who do you want to see in the final 3? And why do you want it to be a final 4 instead, like we do? But no,
sure.
Let us know your top 3 picks down in the comments below. We want to hear it. How much did you love Tyra? Tyra, come on now, Tyra. Do you want to see us do America's Next Top Model Refilled? Let us know. Make sure to check out all the links down below to everything else we're doing across the Cup Network because we've got so much going on. So many fun, beautiful things planned for the rest of the year for y'all. So stay tuned for all of that. Make sure to also grab your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And with all that being said, in fashion, one day you're in, and the next day you're out, except for this week where they didn't eliminate anyone, so no one was out. So I guess we're out.
And auf Wiedersehen to us.
Make it work,
Cheers.
designers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.